Once fermentation is complete, there's two options, either bottling your beer or kegging your beer. So if we're planning to keg our beer, we can clarify it and crash cool it, so cool it as low as we can, allow it to settle out and put it into a keg and carbonate it via a CO2 bottle. Or if we're wanting to put it into a bottle, we need to not clarify it, we allow it to gravity settle for an extra couple of days, and then we go into the bottling process. Today we're going to go through the practice of bottling. We've got some plastic PET bottles, 750ml. They've been sanitised with our non-rinse sanitiser, so they're all clean. We have a filling cane here that has been sanitised as well and sitting in the jug ready to go. And we have our carbonation drops. So carbonation drops are where we'll get our carbonation of our beer from. So when the beer comes out of the fermenter, it's got a small amount of carbonation. So we want to get that up to drinking levels. The carbonation drops are a sugar, and once they go into the bottle with the beer and the residual yeast that's there, we get a secondary fermentation and we get carbon dioxide produced, and the beer is nice and bubbly. This fermenter here has been stable on specific gravity for 2 days now. There's no bubbling on our airlock, and the fermentation's complete. We've given it an extra 2 days of gravity settling for most of the yeast to fall out, and now it's ready in a state to bottle. We have our sanitised bottles here ready to go, and we have our carbonation drops. As I said, the carbonation drops are sugar source for secondary fermentation in the bottle, which will produce a carbonated beer. So we need to just transfer 2 of these carbonation drops into each bottle. We're using the spoon so we don't touch the carbonation drops. The spoon is sanitised with our alcohol here, and we're doing things in a sanitary fashion to make sure we don't contaminate our final beer. Once we're ready to bottle, we've got our filling tube here, which will connect to our fermenter. This filling tube has a one-way valve on the bottom of it that allows us to continually fill bottles with the outlet valve of the fermenter open. So when we're ready to go, we spray the outlet valve of the fermenter with alcohol. We fit our filling tube, opening the valve of the fermenter. We're then ready to fill our bottle. We fill the bottle to within 30 to 40 millimetres of the top of the neck. Then we squeeze the bottle, bring the liquid to the surface, then we put the cap on. And that's our completed bottle. So now we have our fermenter beer bottled and ready for a secondary fermentation. So over the next 2 weeks, if this bottle was held at ambient temperature, the residual yeast is in there that will digest that sugar that we added, those sugar drops, and produce carbon dioxide. And that's the carbon dioxide that we all know is part of the fizziness of beer. So after 2 weeks, secondary fermentation is complete, and then we're ready to cold store the beer for a period of 1 to 3 weeks, depending on the style of the beer and how much maturation you believe it needs. After that, the beer's ready to drink.